So what a packed lineup it is tonight. Let's first begin with that shocking story which has come from Uttar Pradesh. An alleged rape and its brutal aftermath. These are the dramatic pictures that you're seeing on your screens now. These have come from Lathicharged in UP, where people were protesting an alleged rape and murder of a 6-year-old clashed with the police. The police retaliated using brute force, beating up elderly women and children. Now the police is defending their action. The violence took place after a 6-year-old girl's body was found in a garbage dump. She'd gone missing in the morning. Her family alleges that she was raped before being strangled to death. 2 constables have been suspended and the circle officer of this area has been transferred.
3:30 बजे लड़की गायब होती है, सुबह 5 बजे उसकी बॉडी मिलती है, 7 बजे ये डिमांड होती है कि आप जो अभियुक्त हैं वो पकड़े जाने चाहिए और बलात्कार होना चाहिए और उसके बाद पुलिस पर वो होता है। तो 2 घंटा के अंदर में कहीं की पुलिस अर्ली मॉर्निंग कैसे किसी को ढूंढ पाएगी? ये जो विजुअल्स चल रहे हैं जिस पर कि महिलाओं पर लाठी चलाने की बात है, इस पूरे घटनाक्रम में कि जाम जो हुआ पुलिस ने जो बल प्रयोग किया, इन सारे एस्पेक्ट्स को जो है के बारे में जाँच करेंगे।
लॉ एंड ऑर्डर हमारा बहुत दुरुस्त चल रहा है और जो और कमियां हैं, कर्मचारी की कमी है, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की कमी नहीं है। जो कार्यकर्ता या कर्मचारी कोई कानून व्यवस्था को अपने हाथ में, कानून को हाथ में लेता है तो उसके खिलाफ हम सख्त कार्रवाई करते हैं।
अलीगढ़ में सारी सीमाएं तोड़ रही है वहां की पुलिस यूपी में। आज जंगल राज जैसी स्थिति उत्तर प्रदेश में हो गई है। पुलिसिया राज है, महिलाओं को और बच्चों को भी पीटा जा रहा है। जो प्रोटेस्ट करने गए उसके माता पिता तक को मारा गया। ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। मुलायम सिंह जी को सख्ती करनी चाहिए।
But I can tell you that it's not as if that what you have seen on your screens today has only happened today or has only happened in UP. Instances of police brutality are not just limited to UP. Just this past December, the Delhi police had brutally cracked down against citizens at India Gate who had gathered to protest in the wake of the Delhi gang rape. These pictures you're seeing on the screen speak for themselves. Recently in Taran, in Punjab, the police ended up beating a woman and her father. And what is the fault of the woman and her father? They had gone to the police to lodge a complaint of molestation. Instead of helping her, the police ended up beating her brutally and insulted her father as well. So the first big question we're raising, women, children are being lathi-charged in our country. Is our police force now totally devoid of sensitivity? Can we really expect any kind of justice whatsoever from those who are supposed to be protecting us? And joining me tonight to answer that big question from Lucknow, Sharad Pradhan, well-known journalist and someone who keeps a very close tab on all that keeps going wrong in UP. And Ranjana Kumari, she's the director for Center for Social Research. Sharad, let me first come to you, since this is an incident which has been reported in Aligarh. How absolutely unacceptable can things really be? How is it possible, Sharad, that a policeman, a constable, a sub-constable can resort to violence of this kind?
The trouble in Uttar Pradesh is that, you know, the police has become absolutely unbridled, and it is not as if it has happened yesterday. This has been going on because of extremely poor training, rampant corruption, and patronage from the higher levels. This is what has been happening all along, and police knows that they all know that they can get away with murder. Such incidents have been happening. So, you know, nobody at the higher levels, the people are not outraged. It's shocking.
No, are you then saying, Sharad, are you then saying that the main reason why we continue to see such instances of police high-handedness with this alarming regularity in Uttar Pradesh is simply because the chief minister of the state is not in control? That you have a party, the Samajwadi Party, which at many levels is hand in gloves with the cops. But when it comes to decision making, when it comes to reining in the police force, it seems that nobody is taking the final call there.
That's exactly what is happening. Because, you know, very recently, I think with a lot of resistance, Akhilesh Yadav was able to change the Director General Police, who had a bad reputation, who was inefficient. He managed to get him out.
Okay, Sharad, may I just ask you to hold on? Sharad, just hold on. Sharad, okay, go ahead, because I was told that we were just about to be going to a Samajwadi Party representative, but go ahead, Sharad. You're making an important point that the problem really lies with Akhilesh Yadav. Therefore, would you say that Akhilesh Yadav, Chief Minister of the state, should take responsibility?
Akhilesh Yadav needs to become assertive, and he needs to realize that he has the wrong people at the right in the places where they should not be. You know, if you have somebody who is thoroughly corrupt, who is inefficient, and he is heading a police force, which was the case earlier, then how do you expect now, if the fellow is taking money to appoint junior level officials, their only job is to retrieve the money that they have paid to get the posting. So the fellow down at the Thana level or at the circle level, or even at the superintendent of police level, he is only busy recovering all the money that he has spent.
I want to get you in Ranjana Kumari, because as I continue to look at this footage right through the evening, I'm only asking myself one question. That what is the fault of these protesters, Ranjana ji? What were they doing? They were effectively trying to express their outrage against the system. A poor young girl has been apparently raped. She's been strangulated. She's been left in a dump. Is it too much for us, Ranjana ji, to expect our police force to at least be aware of the kind of situation that they're dealing with?
Well, when people are seeking justice, people came to...
Okay, Ranjana ji, I'm just going to ask you to hold on. I'm just going to ask you to hold on, because I'm told that on the phone line, representative from the Samajwadi Party leader Shailendra Kumar joining us. Shailendra ji, thank you so much for joining us. मुझे ये बताइए सर, हो क्या रहा है उत्तर प्रदेश में? क्या हो रहा है इस प्रदेश में? जंगल राज है, किसी की सुनी जा रही है, नहीं सुनी जा रही है सर?
देखिए, जंगल राज कोई राज नहीं। देखिए, ये जो घटना घटी है, जिस विषय में आप पूरा सर्वे कर रहे हैं, उसके मुताबिक मैं बताना चाहूँगा कि जो भी घटना घटी है वो निंदनीय है, आलोचनात्मक, जिसकी आलोचना जितनी भी करनी चाहिए वो कम है, और सरकार ने उसको संज्ञान में लिया और जैसे रिपोर्ट मिली तत्काल उस पर सरकार ने एक्शन लिया।
शैलेंद्र जी, एक बात आपसे कहूं, आज कम से कम इन तस्वीरों को जब हम दिखा रहे हैं, कृपया करके हाथ जोड़ के मैं बोलता हूं, कृपया करके आज नेता की तरह से बात मत करिए। आज आप एक आम इंसान की तरह से बात करें और मुझे बताएं सर कि अगर आपका कोई रिश्तेदार यहां पर होता, अगर आपके रिश्तेदार को इस प्रकार का उत्पीड़न, इस प्रकार की ब्रूटैलिटी अगर सहन करनी पड़ती तो क्या होता? मुझे बताइए। आप एमपी हैं, क्या आप इमीडिएटली इन पुलिस वालों के खिलाफ कार्रवाई नहीं लेते? और कार्रवाई की डेफिनेशन क्या है? आप कहते हैं सरकार ने संज्ञान नहीं लिया। क्या संज्ञान लिया? उठा के इनको ट्रांसफर कर दिया। क्या आप इंश्योर कैसे करेंगे कि इस प्रकार की घटनाएं बार बार न हो? क्या आपके पास इस सवाल का कोई जवाब है शैलेंद्र जी?
देखिए, संवैधानिक तरीके से जो भी सजा देने का प्राविधान है उस पर सरकार अमल करेगी, उसकी जांच कराएगी, और जो भी कठोर से कठोर कदम सजा होगी वो देने की पूरी कार्रवाई होगी।
नहीं, वो क्या कदम हो सकते हैं? यही तो मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं कि वो क्या कदम हो सकते हैं? क्या आपको नहीं लगता कि
संवैधानिक तरीके से जो भी सजा होगी सर, जो भी लोग दोषी होंगे उनके खिलाफ जो है सख्त कार्रवाई होगी।
सर, क्या कभी अच्छा नहीं होगा कि आप कुछ लोगों का उदाहरण बनाएं? क्या आपको नहीं लगता कि if you would have held this cop whom we are seeing on our screens as an example, it would have perhaps had an impact? जो बाकी पुलिस वाले इस तस्वीर को देख रहे होंगे या आपके बयान को सुन रहे होंगे या उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री को सुन रहे होंगे, कुछ तो वो सोचेंगे कि अगली बार ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल, मैं आपके बात से इत्तेफाक करता हूँ। सजा ऐसी होनी चाहिए कि लोगों को लगे कि सजा मिली है और उसकी पुनरावृत्ति भी नहीं होनी चाहिए। ये मैं सहमत हूँ आप
इसकी पुनरावृत्ति नहीं होनी चाहिए। लेकिन मुझे ये बताइए कि आज जो महिला जो सड़क पे जो हैं, उनके जो रिश्तेदार हैं, जो बेचारी बच्ची जो कि मर गई, उसके जो कोई रिश्तेदार होंगे, उनका कौन ध्यान रखेगा सर? उनके पास कोई जाएगा माफी मांगने के लिए कि ये सब सिर्फ नेतागिरी के भाषण होंगे?
नहीं, ऐसी बात नहीं। देखिए, सरकार के संज्ञान में जब भी कोई बात आती है, हर संभव जो भी होती है उसमें जो है मदद की जाएगी, और इसमें जो है आप पूरी तरीके से संतुष्ट भी होंगे। और मुझे पूरे घटने के बारे में अभी विस्तृत जानकारी नहीं मिली, चूंकि मैं बाहर था, अभी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी से लौटा हूं, तो आपके वर्जन आए, मैंने पूछा क्या मामला था, और जहां तक ये बात है वो पूरी तरीके से सरकार उसमें सतर्क है। जांच करा के हर संभव जो भी मदद होगी उस पीड़ित परिवार को की जाएगी और दोषियों के खिलाफ सख्त कार्रवाई।
एक अंतिम सवाल आपसे पूछता हूं शैलेंद्र जी, अभी कुछ ही दिन में संसद का सत्र शुरू होने वाला है, पार्लियामेंट सेशन इज अबाउट टू बिगिन। क्या इस पार्लियामेंट सेशन के दौरान आपके नेता मुलायम सिंह जी, जो कि वैसे तो बड़े आला नेताओं के साथ घूमते हैं, हमेशा कहते हैं कि केंद्र में राजनीति क्या होनी चाहिए, उन्हें यही नहीं पता कि उनके अपने प्रदेश में क्या हो रहा है, व्हाट्स हैपनिंग इन यूपी, क्या आप और आपके नेता संसद में ऑन द फ्लोर ऑफ द हाउस खड़े होके ये लोग जिनके साथ ये अभद्रता हुई है, बदसलूकी हुई है, उनसे माफी मांगेंगे क्या? संसद में खड़े होकर माफी मांगे या नहीं, मुझे बताइए।
देखिए, संसद का फ्लोर जो है, जब कोई बात आएगी तो उसको संज्ञान में लेंगे, उसका जवाब देंगे। ऐसी बात नहीं है। नेता हमारे बहुत उदार भी है और कठोर भी हैं।
उदार,
अगर इस प्रकार के कोई बात आएगी तो पूरी तरीके से उसको जो है नेता उसकी आलोचना भी करेंगे, निंदा भी करेंगे।
आपके मुताबिक शैलेंद्र जी, आपके मुताबिक अंतिम सवाल आपसे, जब इस प्रकार की कोई घटना घटती है, हु शुड बी हेल्ड अकाउंटेबल? जिम्मेदारी किसकी बनती है, मुझे ये बताइए। अगर हम जो आम जनता हैं, हम किससे उम्मीद करें कि ये व्यक्ति है जिसके ऊपर पूरी की पूरी जिम्मेदारी बनती है?
देखिए, जिम्मेदारी शासन प्रशासन की पूरी है।
और कौन? शासन प्रशासन मतलब कौन? आप ही तो शासन चला रहे हैं उत्तर प्रदेश में।
जी जी जी, वही मैं कह रहा हूँ, शासन प्रशासन। अब मैं बताऊं कि साहब, समाजवादी पार्टी की मेरी सरकार है तो अच्छा नहीं लगेगा। किसी की भी सरकार हो, शासन और प्रशासन की जिम्मेदारी होती है। और उस जिम्मेदारी से कहीं दूर नहीं हटा जा सकता। हम आपसे यही कहेंगे कि उसको सरकार जो है गंभीरता से लेगी, पीड़ित परिवार को हर संभव मदद मिलेगी और जो भी दोषी होगा उसके खिलाफ सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई होगी।
Okay, Shailendra Kumar, thank you for joining us tonight and sharing with us at least some of the points that we hope some action plan at least can come out. But Ranjana Kumari, let me directly ask you, all these points which are being made there by Shailendra ji, do you really believe those points? Do you really believe, Ranjana ji, that what we have seen today in UP is something which is not going to be repeated again?
Let me ask you, you have been anchoring these programs and you ask these questions. Do you believe that there is a section in the new law which was passed just recently by even this Shailendra ji, the member of parliament, must have been in the parliament when it was passed, section 166A. Why did they not lodge a FIR against the police officer who was beating the woman? How dare they? How UP? There is a total collapse in law and order in UP. Police has become extension of the Gunda Raj. The Jungle Raj is going on in UP, and now they are trying to show their masculinity and their power on women. One after the other incidents that has happened by police, confining a 10-year-old girl, that Supreme Court had to intervene. So where is the law and order situation in UP? And also that why are they just suspending the constables?
Yes.
When you show the whole of the country, the whole world can see that here is a senior police officer who's beating mercilessly the mother of a 6-year-old who has been brutalized, who has been raped, and then to beat her up, to push her, to almost trying to kill her perhaps. In that situation, how can you say this transfer is the punishment?
You know what, Ranjana ji? You know what? I was trying to get the Chief Minister today on the program, but I could not. The question that I would have really liked to put to Akhilesh Yadav is something which is related to what you talk about, Ranjana ji, because as we look at these pictures, what strikes me is that this was a group of women protesters. There are many young children also who were protesting. And the police force which came out to deal with the situation consisted of all men. Where were the women? Where were the women police constables? Why weren't the women there? I mean, this is the basic protocol which hasn't been followed.
No, and I also see the lies that they are telling now, that they were pelting stones. These women were not pelting stone. You saw the whole footage, and I don't see that there was anybody who was pelting stone in that whole crowd. Only thing is that now they have been given total open hand. There is no semblance of any kind of control on the police. They are insensitive, they are inhuman, they are cruel, they are also criminal intent. That's what is showing by the police. When you beat up somebody like that, you can hit on the head, person can die. So what is your intent? Your intent is really to kill the mother, so there is nobody who can make any noise in the state. We demand that Akhilesh Yadav should not just suspend constable. This is not fair at all. If the senior officers are responsible, there should be an FIR under the new law of the land which has just been passed by the parliament for their willfully, ignoring the duty. If they have not registered the FIR of the child who was lost.
Right.
So what have they done? They have not written an FIR, that thereby all these fellows should go for 2 years in jail.
Right.
This is what law of the land is. They don't even know what is the law.
Sharad Pradhan,
I think this is what we need to do in UP to change it.
Those are all valid points that you make, ma'am. Sharad Pradhan, final question to you.
I'd like to...
just one final question to you, Sharad. Because I'm worried. Okay. I'm worried that I haven't yet seen any response from the BSP. Today in the morning, the BSP Supremo Mayawati had addressed a press conference where she was talking about Jungle Raj in UP. Do you fear that because these instances are becoming so regular in UP, it's almost as if that this is a routinely acceptable phenomenon in UP. Something will happen, Mayawati will say something, someone from the BJP will say something, and then everything goes back to its own same position. Can anything really change? Do you believe that Samajwadi Party can tackle this deteriorating law and order situation in the state?
No, if Akhilesh gets down to brass tacks, I'm sure he can do it. All he needs is a will and determination to do it. You know, Bhuvnesh, let me point out that this is not an isolated incident.
Right.
Yesterday in Lucknow, and in a police station here, a young boy was beaten to death. Today there was a major hangama here because of the Aligarh thing. It has not been apparently flashed on the national channels. There was major sit-in demonstration on a major road. There was no traffic movement and all that. Yesterday, a 16-year-old girl who had been raped in December, she said before a juvenile court that she was detained by the police officer here, station officer, who continues to be in that thana today,
right, for
3 days, and she was forced to change her statement and accused her own uncle of because they wanted to save the rapist,
right,
who happened to be a Yadav.
Well, bottom line is this.
These kind of things are happening.
Bottom line is that if we expect things to change from the present Uttar Pradesh administration, well, maybe we're expecting way too much. And that, unfortunately, is a sad reality. Sharad Pradhan, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much, Ranjanji, for also joining us on the show tonight. Well, it seems that as far as our political executive is concerned, there is no way that you can deal with police excesses. Someone can be doing something in Punjab one day, cops can be beating up someone else in Maharashtra one day, in UP. And what are the kind of responses that we get? Will we ever see the Home Minister, for instance, really come up with some concrete plan? Or will we continue to see these political statements which are made, like you just heard from the Samajwadi Party MP there, that things will change? Keep hoping. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed and keep hoping. Let's move on in some more developing news tonight. In the 2G allocation scandal.